What's up, OberSports? Jacob Ober here. Welcome to another episode of BrewTalk, and in this episode we'll be recapping the past week in Brewers baseball. So the Brewers this past week went 500, a record of 3-3. Their final game against the Pittsburgh Pirates was postponed due to rain, so we'll be making that up at a later date. But the Brewers finished this week 3-3. You could have felt like they could have won more, though, and honestly, I mean, it is a little bit disappointing. We took the first two games against the Cardinals, and then we kind of just fell apart the last two games of the series. We should have won the third game. What am I talking about? Fifth game. We should have won the third game, and then the fourth game. Obviously, they just kind of fell apart in that one. We lost 8-2. But I mean, It could have been worse, guys. I mean, remember the Friday night game, we were getting no hit through 7 innings, and then Jesus Aguilar hit 2 home runs, 1 to tie and 1 to walk off. And, man, let me tell you about Jesus Aguilar. He has been incredible this year. Man, I can't believe that he is not on the All-Star ballot. I mean, I know there's probably some, rule where you have to have a certain amount of plate appearances or something, but just look at the numbers he's putting up in the plate appearances that he's had. He has hit, 300 with 16 home runs and 50 RBIs, and he has half the plate appearances of some of the players on this team. It's incredible the way he's been playing, the way he's been hitting the baseball, and a lot of people are trying to knock him for being a subpar defender. I haven't seen the guy commit an error all year long. He's not that bad at all. I mean, he can even play third base. Honestly, I want to see more of Aguilar at third base. I think that'd be pretty entertaining to watch. So the Brewers overall, this month of June in general has been pretty up and down. It's been about 500 baseball from this team, and a lot of people think that the Brewers are teetering on the brink of collapsing. Let me tell you, they're not even close to that yet. They're not even close. And let me tell you, by far the worst baseball the Brewers have played this year has come in this month of June. And in this month of June, they beat the Cubs in a series for the first time. They beat the Phillies, and they beat the Pirates. So, I mean, if that's the worst we're going to play all year long, then I'll take that. I will take that. So, the Brewers, they got a stretch of really subpar opponents coming up. They have the Royals in town for a 2-game series, and then they go to Cincinnati for a 4-game series. And the Reds, by the way, just swept the Cubs in a 4-game series. So thank you, Cincinnati Reds. Now please continue to suck while we play you, all right? I'm really excited, though, I mean, because the Brewers, maybe this is an opportunity for them to, right the ship. The past 3 series that they've played have been NL Central opponents, and they've done more or less okay against those teams. They beat the Cubs, and then they played 500 against the Pirates and the Cardinals. But this is an opportunity to kind of just right the ship and get some easy wins on the board, because both of these teams are pretty terrible, and it'd be really disappointing if we didn't come away with at least 1 out of 2 from the Royals and 3 out of 4 from the Reds. And even then, I'd like to sweep the Royals and at least take 3 out of 4 from the Reds. But it's been, I mean, I feel like this could be a turning point for the team too. I mean, we could get on a hot stretch against these teams. This is like a launching pad almost into the midst of the summer. We do good in this stretch of games, and then the rest of the summer, maybe we'll have a bunch of confidence and we'll start winning even more ball games against really good teams. But this, like I said, this is kind of I hope this is going to be a launching pad for the Brewers to just kind of explode, get those bats going. The offense has not been that good this month of June, and I'd like to see it be better. Especially, I mean, we've been winning some pretty close games too. I mean, we've won a 1-0 game against the Cubs. We won a 2-1 game against the Cardinals. We've also lost 1-0 games and 2-1 games. So I guess those kind of just even out. But I mean, we need to be scoring at least 4 or 5 runs a game, if not more, because, I mean, the offense has really just not been that good. The pitching has been really good, except for, I mean, Chacin's start yesterday was not that great, and I don't agree with Counsell leaving him in as long as he did, but then again, I mean, that was the first bad start I can remember in a while for this team. So the pitching has been excellent, the bullpen has been excellent, and, I mean, this team feels built to get to the playoffs this year. I mean, last year it was kind of like, okay, when are these guys going to finally cool off? This year it's like, all right, this team actually looks like it can play competitive baseball. So let's see what they can do in the playoffs. That's what it feels like for this team. And I'm not saying that a collapse isn't going to happen, because it could happen. And it could happen to any team. It could happen to the Cubs. I mean, what if the Cubs are in the middle of a collapse right now? Who knows? But I honestly think this team is built for to make the playoffs. And, I mean, it's a lot better than last year's team. We're already 13 games above 500. So we'll see what happens, but it's going to be a fun summer, and it already has been. So a lot of wild games, a lot of up and down finishes. So we'll see what happens the rest of the summer. We got a stretch of really easy opponents to face. But anyways, guys, that's all I really have to say about it. So thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Go Brewers, and I'll see you guys next time.